Joined by WKU head coach Travis Hudson, student athletes Nadia Judene and Katie Eisenbarger. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Hudson, and then we'll take questions for the student athletes so that they can be excused. Coach.
Well, look, great, a very worthy volleyball match to send somebody to a Sweet 16. And, Louisville, so much credit to their kids and their coaches. I mean, to come into this environment and, for us to get it to a fifth set and for them to play the way they did, as composed and as well as they did in that fifth set. This tournament is about finding out who's playing the best volleyball in the country. And tonight in that fifth set especially, that was the University of Louisville. And so, that's what I told our kids. I mean, that's what this tournament's about. And when somebody outplays you, it's their time to move on and your time to bow out. And there'll be 63 teams that go through the same process over the next couple weeks, and tonight was our turn.
Thank you, Coach. Questions for Katie and Nadia?
Nadia, just what can you say about that fifth set after you guys really rallied and got everybody behind you in that fourth, and just what was the difference?
I think we all know we weren't at our best, and I think that fifth set kind of caught us by surprise, I guess. I don't know, the momentum felt good in the fourth set, but the fifth set, Louisville just really came out. It was hard to stop them, got a few points on our own, and before you know it, we were on the other side of the court. So.
Katie, just how did you guys feel after that fourth, where it just felt like everything was going your way, and then just a really quick turnaround there?
Yeah, the momentum was really good. I mean, we were all really hyped up after the fourth set. Everyone was high-fiving, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, there was just, when the fifth set started, I guess, there was just like a momentum switch a little bit, and they were tough, and we couldn't get there. So, but yeah, the end of the fourth set was a really good feeling.
Nadia, staying in that fifth set where there were a couple of timeouts called to get you guys sort of rallied together there, just what were the conversations there as you're looking for something to really get going? Because you found those sparks throughout the match.
I think it was just constant conversation about how to get back to what we know, try to get something going to, have that momentum and, get our runs from somewhere. Just return to our side of the net, starting with a pass, getting our offense going, just anything to get us back locked into what we do so we could get going.
Katie, this season was as special as it was, but I know it's over now, but how does it feel that it was Louisville that handed those two defeats there?
They're a really talented team. I don't think it matters really that it's Louisville. I just think, we look back at our season, and there's just so much to be proud of, and I think that's what we think about after that game, and it's so heartbreaking and it's so sad that it had to end tonight, and we feel that we obviously all wanted to move on, but I think that there's a lot to be proud of, and we're just all really happy, and the saddest part is just that I'm not going to be around them every day for the next week. So I think that that's probably the most disappointing part.
Just your thoughts on the atmosphere tonight. Last night was special, but even more people tonight.
It was amazing. I just thank you so much, Hilltopper Nation. Like, I cannot believe that. Like, it was just we all. Every couple minutes, we're like, just look around how many people are cheering, and yeah, we're so grateful for Hilltopper Nation.
Nadia, the fact that you've got all but two people coming back after this one, I know it just ended, but early sort of reflections on just what this year meant and the fact that you've got so much coming back.
I think this year has been extremely important to a lot of people here, and I think it kind of showed what we're capable of, and it's really exciting to see what we're going to do next year. But it's really exciting. It was really fun playing in front of everyone tonight, and it'll be exciting to play in front of them again next year. Yeah.
Jeff, in the back.
Either one of the players, just kind of, I know you kind of touched on it a little bit, but what did what did going 32-2 overall, and kind of just some people thought this might be been a down year. What did kind of this whole season mean to you overall?
I think it's just a testament of the culture here. It was really important for us for the team to, return to what WKU has always been about, and, I think we did just that. Obviously this is stinging still, but reflecting on everything we've done this season, it's insane, and, I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else on this team, with the staff. The coaching staff's awesome, and, I think we did a lot, and we proved to ourselves that no matter what happens, adversity in any way, we can overcome it, so.
Any more questions for the student athletes? All right, thank you, ladies.
Thanks.
Questions for Coach Hudson? Coming to you.
The transition from the fourth set to the fifth, just walk me through what you saw kind of happen.
This is a game of momentum, and the story of the match all night long was we just didn't handle the ball as well as we normally do in first contact. I'll tell you how this game flows. When you pass the ball to the net and you put it in your setter's hands at the net, then she can really kind of keep their blocking off balance, and you end up with one-on-one situations everywhere. We were passing just over and over and over. We left balls 10, 12 feet off the net. And when Nadia's playing from the 10-foot line, all of a sudden that block, there's only one place that ball can go, and all of a sudden that block's that hitter's playing in front of a big double block. And it really makes it more difficult offensively, and it's reflected in the stats. Louisville had 16 blocks tonight, and it's because we just didn't handle the ball well enough to stay in system. And, we caught a bad break in the, Nadia, at the end of the third set, I think it was, into the third set, rolled her ankle. I don't know if you saw her roll her ankle, and she had to get it taped, and she was kind of hobbling around and gutting it out there in that fourth and fifth set, and when you're not handling the ball great, that makes it even more difficult for her, tracking balls down, and so it was kind of a bad perfect storm there. And then you have to try to do the same thing to Louisville on the other side of the ball. You have to try to serve that thing aggressive to get them off the net and out of system. And two things about that. That's when you saw that fourth set turn. Logan Cale went back and got super aggressive from the service line and really turned the momentum of the game. But then another kind of a rough break. Sophia Sereno hurt her foot. And so you noticed we took her out a couple times serving, and she didn't quite have the pop she did from the service line. And so that affected our first serve on that side of the ball. So just some things that were working, against us that we just didn't quite do well enough. When you get here, the margin of error is thin, and you have to do little things well, and we just didn't quite do them well enough. And so, that's the difference in the match.
Jeff?
Coach, when you look back on this year, with the winning streak and hosting a tournament game, kind of what is the biggest takeaway you take away from this 2019 season?
Well, the first thing I want to say is how proud I am of our kids. When I sat here while they were talking, and I looked down at this box score, and Louisville had 58 kills, we had 58 kills. Louisville had 6 aces, we had 6 aces. Louisville had 64 digs, we had 62 digs. This was a slugfest. And our kids, look, I'm usually the most emotional guy in the room, and I think I may have been the only person in that locker room that wasn't crying. Because as a coach, you just want to go out there and pour yourself out. And our kids went toe-to-toe with a team that deservedly is playing in the second weekend of the NCAA tournament. And when you look at the stat sheet, it was a balanced stat sheet all the way across except for that final score in the fifth set. And so I'm not going to carry that with me. And What's my reflection on the year? Look, this is how this is going to go for me. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to hug my kids, and I'm going to hug my wife, and I'm going to tell them I've missed them over the last 4 months, and I'm going to tell them I love them, and then I'm going to find me somewhere quiet, and I'm just going to thank God for all the blessings that He has put on WKU volleyball over the last 12 months, if you will, because it has been a journey, and there have been so many people that have been an important part of this along the way. And nights like tonight, you usually spend all your time thinking, what if, and gosh, if we could have got this break, and that's not who I'll be. I'm going to be so full of gratitude for the journey that these kids took me on this year and for this incredible institution that I represent, because I said something that in reflection is about the only thing that does get me emotional right now. Before we hosted this regional, I said, hosting in the NCAA tournament is going to shine a spotlight on WKU. Let's make sure they like what they see. And I'm telling you, everybody from Todd Stewart, throughout this athletics department, throughout this whole entire Bowling Green community, have wrapped their arms around our program. And they have shown this country that there are all kinds of places you can go have success, but there's no better place that you can come and feel the love and support of a community like you can right here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And so I find myself full of gratitude, and I'm frustrated and disappointed as a competitor, but how many good things have to happen before you're just grateful? And my heart is full of that gratitude, and that's what I'll carry out of this season with me.
Any more questions for Coach? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.